Hello my beautiful people, I hope you are doing well. Welcome to another video. My name is Taya and this is my channel Taya Finds Temperance, where I explore spiritual and psychological as well as philosophical concepts and try to tie them together to create a roadmap for how you can embrace yourself and truly live the life that you deserve, because you understand the fundamental ideas of how our world works and how your inner system works. Today I want to talk about how healing yourself is actually the most powerful thing you can do to heal the people around you as well as the earth as a whole. We do not live as independent beings, although our experience can often feel like it. In fact, we are all connected, and every action that we take and every reaction that we have impacts both our communities, our friendships, and this radiates out into the world that we live in as well. Today we live in a very challenging time. There have always been challenges on Earth, but today we are so much more aware of it because of social media and how information can travel so far into our normal daily life. It can feel really challenging to be this aware, but it also gives us the possibility to take more responsibility and to mirror what we see on the outside to ourselves. And it gives us a really unique opportunity to really grow on another level that perhaps wasn't possible a couple centuries ago or thousands of years ago. Today we see so many reflections of harshness in our life, and unfortunately this is supported by systems that really thrive off of people being scared and reacting on negative emotions. An example of this would be mainstream media sources. They tend to get more attention and thus more money made when they show negative news, because this gets people reactive and it also keeps people watching for longer. So unfortunately, because of human psychology, certain aspects are taken advantage of, which is making the world seem a lot more negative than it is. And I'm not saying the world isn't negative, because it is, and that's, I don't think, necessarily a part that we can escape, just as we can't escape a lot of negative aspects within ourselves. But there are systems of the world who, again, thrive on this and really try to magnify the amount of negativity around us so that we consume more, and so ultimately they have more power and money. Thankfully, we all have the ultimate power in our lives to decide what we want to give our attention to and what we want to believe. We can choose how to react and how to assimilate all of this negativity or positivity and actually build a worldview and a self-perception that serves us, rather than being victims to the systems that keep us in negative loop cycles. The negativity isn't actually something we need to escape, although it can feel like it because it is so easy to get overwhelmed by it. What you have to do is start to develop discernment and understanding of why it is negative, and understanding that there is a basic reason that negativity exists in this plane. And it's not to victimize you. It is, in fact, to give you the opportunity to accept it and learn from it and to become greater than it and to not succumb and get stuck in it. For we are all so much stronger than any outerly forces. And it can feel hard to feel that if you've been stuck and you've been feeling victimized by them for a long time. You need to start disconnecting your personal emotions from what is happening in the world and realize that sometimes reacting doesn't help. This is a cycle that so many people get stuck in because it's hard not to react when you see really atrocious things going on in the world. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an opinion on it or an emotional reaction to it. That is okay. And in fact, it is empowering to know how you feel about what is happening in the world. But you have to do it in an empowered way where you're not letting your energy dissipate, and when you're not letting the pain of the world drain you of your joy and your hope and the connection you have to both negativity and positivity. We are raised as dependent upon the system or dependent upon the outer reality. It's ironic, as kids we kind of have this self-fulfilling feeling of joy and gratefulness and innocence about being alive because we haven't been fully introduced to the darkness of the world yet. It takes time to gain understanding of that. But the thing is, this innocence still is in us when we're older, and it has an important part to play. And so many people have abandoned this sense because they have gotten so betrayed by the world's sadness and anger and the terrible things that often occur here. And so they give up on this innocent and beauty and joy because truly they're afraid of getting hurt again. The truth of the matter is that we're actually not dependent upon our outside world. And we need to regain our faith and our connection to our own inner strength and our own inner hope and faith, and knowing that we can create space for ourselves, our true expression, and also love. And we can hope for a better world, because ultimately, most of us want to live in a world that is more alive and loving and compassionate. But it is our own individual responsibility to actually embrace that aspect within ourselves and make an effort to share that with other people so that it grows. It is our responsibility to start creating the world that we want to live in, because you have to match the energy of what you want to see in the world in order to fully experience it. Everybody has free will, and you trying to impart something upon someone else, even if it's beautiful and true and comes from a space of love, you cannot force them. It has to be out of their own free will. And that is going to be infinitely more satisfying for both of you, because a person truly embracing their truth, perhaps because you have inspired them, but not because you have forced them, is so much stronger. That is coming from a true place of knowing within them, which is far more powerful than someone adopting an idea because you have encouraged them to. Today, we can truly see the magnitude of how many people feel broken, left behind, disrespected, enslaved to the world. And we also see this reflected in Mother Earth as well. She is constantly being taken advantage of, and her resources are taken without, any thought about sustainability or how this will affect the future. Even in our own personal lives, we chase dopamine without any concern about how it affects us in the long term or how it affects the earth in the long term. Because of how our society looks and the fact that most of us are very disconnected from nature, we have cut off this instinctual knowing of how reliant we are on nature's systems. We live in a world that we have created, but ultimately isn't the ultimate truth, because humans can't exist without nature. And in fact, our deeper inner systems are extremely nourished by being close to Mother Nature. This is a connection that goes deeper than any connection we have around us.